Okay, and then other things that the program does cover is you have to have 3 basic meals a day. I mean, obviously, and you are given a stipend, so like an allowance, every month from that goes straight into your bank account, and then you use your credit card at ATMs and stuff. So you get money every month for not just food, but like for everything. And then they have a separate stipend or allowance for local transportation and sports and stuff. So you get a personal stipend that you can spend on whatever you want. I mean, shoes, clothes, coffee, whatever. And then, but also like you have to spend responsibly. And then, but then there is a separate stipend, so you don't have to use your own money for any sports you'd be interested in, any clubs you'd be interested in joining, and then local transportation. So my bus pass and a taxi when you need it and stuff like that. And then they also, the scholarship has secondary supplementary health coverage for accident sickness. So they give you insurance. You have basic insurance for if you get sick while over here. Because I know a lot of people, there's a lot of stigma against hospitals. I mean, America has one of the best health systems, like cleanliness wise and stuff. But here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, if I were to be sick, I wouldn't go to the local hospital. I would go to a private institution where the people speak English, and I would be able to like actually identify what was wrong instead of having a language barrier or anything. So they cover you. They want to make sure that you know you are safe if you have an accident or if you get sick. So it does not cover any access baggage fees. I don't know why you would have like 10 bags you would bring to Bosnia. I brought 3 suitcases and they covered that. So what it means by excess baggage fees is you can bring 1 carry-on, 1 backpack, and then they pay for 2 checked bags. So if you were going to get more than 1 checked bag or more than 2 checked bags, then you'd have to pay for that one. But I I had a big backpack and a carry-on and 2 large bags that they paid for to be checked, and my carry-on was empty. I was carrying around an empty carry-on, like empty suitcase. I was lugging around the airport because I knew I would bring more stuff back than I brought to Bosnia. So I mean, I'm probably just gonna end up filling that one up with food, but and then any required medical examinations or immunizations for the medical review or visa requirements. So that means that if they ask you to get, I think I had to get like a tuberculosis test or something, that costs like $20 or $30. I don't really remember, but they like, so you would have to pay for that yourself. That's before leaving the country. So that's like during your application process when they're just like, hey, give this to your doctor so that he knows that you're healthy. And then if you're, but they're not going to discriminate against you if you have an internal illness or something. I know, again, I know other people that go on program. It's kind of the great thing about being an exchange student because you know every exchange student. Like I know all the exchange students in Banja Luka, even though we're not in the same program. But and then, but visa requirements, like they say that they don't pay for it, but if you reach out to them and say like, "Hey, I can't pay the $50 for a visa," they'll be like, "Fine, we'll pay for it for you." Like it's not a big deal. And then immunizations, like we didn't have to get vaccinated before we came. I know one girl that came with me from America who's not vaccinated, but if we had to get like, I think one of the girls had to get express tested for COVID because we all had to get tested before we left on the flight just for entry into country. So she had to pay for the test and they paid her back for the test. So they're not gonna let you like pay a large sum of money to do something on the program. And then so passport, visa, medical, baggage. If it's a lot, like excess, you kind of have to pay for it, but otherwise there's really nothing that they won't pay for if you ask nicely. So program timeline. Application, finalist, 3-day PDO in DC, departure, arrival, 2-day long intensive, and then this is your time when you're in your country, and then departure and a stay. So, you the application to finalist took about 2 months. So this was application I turned in around Thanksgiving. So actually it's coming up. And then the finalist, I found back I was a finalist in March. And then 3-day PDO was during June. Departure was August this year. Arrival orientation a couple days into August. Intensive, this is halfway through the year.